Melissa's in the boardroom right now, but you know what? I know Melissa's not going home. I had dinner with Annie the night before, and Annie said, Brandy's gotta go, Brandy is stupid, Brandy is not helping the team, we've gotta get rid of Brandy, we've gotta eliminate her, she's an idiot. Brandy's going.
Think so?
Yeah.
So Brian, what happened?
We thought that trying to do something completely different than what they'd already done may not have been the best way to go. After meeting with Todd, I kind of felt like he loved being the guy. And we talked about using celebrity, we talked about a lot of different things, but we ultimately went with our gut feeling, which was to pretty much do what they've been doing.
Did you think they had a celebrity advantage with Joan and with Clint?
Not necessarily.
Jesse, what do you think?
I don't think it was an advantage. I think their packaging was better executed.
Better packaging. More than the celebrity. They loved the celebrity use, but I would say the packaging was quite a bit better. George, who would you say was the reason for their defeat? You followed the team.
Yeah, that's a hard call. I don't want to pin anyone down, but I did say that they were going to have a problem time-wise. In other words, when I looked at it, and I know how much time is involved in putting one of these things together, and if you don't leave enough time to do it, it's just going to come back and bite you.
So, Annie, would you blame the project manager for that?
I was so concerned about the deadlines, and every time I brought it up, the responses that I got was, it's okay, we're fine.
From who?
Mainly from Brian, was it's okay, we're fine, and it's not going to be a problem, and we can get everything done.
It is only because there was just some unforeseen things that happened, and I guess I could have panicked and really tried to push these guys.
George, what did you think of Brian as the project manager?
Well, the project manager was very laid back. That was one thing that concerned me.
He's a cool guy. I mean, that's Brian.
No,
he's a cool guy.
I thought he did a great job, except for the time management was an issue for me.
Who's the weak member of your team?
Let's watch this one. Brandy's the one that's going.
Brian, because I think that his time management skills were poor.
Annie's a troublemaker.
Annie's a troublemaker?
She said to me, I'm taking Brandy out. Brandy, so she didn't mention Brandy. She's a snake.
So, Melissa, whose fault is it that you lost?
I honestly feel that it falls upon a number of different shoulders.
Anything to do with your shoulders?
I don't think so, because I worked primarily on backing up Annie, but really putting together strong information and working with Brian for the presentation.
No. You lost focus, though. If you spent a lot of time in presentation, you were not being judged on the presentation. You were being judged on the messaging and originality. And so if you spent more time on the messaging and originality, you might have ended up with a superior product that might have gotten more accolades from them than you did.
Wait, can I just defend myself, please, George, completely respectfully? I could not do anything to help Annie and start editing until she gave me something finished. So instead of sitting and doing nothing, I went ahead and got into research mode.
Except that the focus was not on research. The focus was on turning out research. No, the focus was turning out product. Well, I understand.
Oh, stop it, George.
But not.
I just feel like maybe there was a miscommunication at the time, but I feel like that criticism was a little unjustified.
What do you think, John?
I think they're out to get Melissa, and Annie is saying nothing. If she's out, I'm not coming tomorrow. I'm out of here too. This is so unfair.
Brandy, if you were me, who would you fire?
Well, as far as I saw, everybody did the job they were supposed to do, so then it falls on the project manager's hands.
Jesse, if you were me, who would you fire?
Probably Brian.
Melissa, who would you fire?
This is really hard for me to say.
I know it is. I know.
But I'm actually going to say Brandy.
You would say why? Didn't do anything?
I think that Brandy, when given a task, gives 100%, but with the numbers dwindling, I think everybody has to work with a little bit more forethought, and I feel like there's not that extra step thinking ahead.
Brandy, how would you respond to that?
I give 190%. And when I'm told to do something, I do it. And I do it with zest.
And I agree with that.
My job was to go and work on the display case, and that is the one thing that they said that they liked.
Annie, how do you feel about Brandy?
I would say Brandy's an incredibly hard worker, and I love her, but she doesn't stick her neck out. And I think that in poker, it's really interesting. You have people who play to last and people who play to win. And the people who play to last, actually, while they might get farther in a tournament often, don't actually end up making money in the long run. The people who play to win will have some colossal failures, but along with that come colossal successes.
Would you not say, though, you're playing to last, not to win, by not having stepped up as project manager? It bothers me, because you're the dominant personality every time you're on a team. You're very authoritative.
Absolutely.
You're very assertive, except when it counts, except putting your neck on the line.
I completely agree with you that it is absolutely 100% time for me to step up and be project manager.
Brian, your ass is on the line, and yet you're really laid back. Why?
Well, I think we lost because we didn't have as good an idea. Now, whose fault that is, I don't know. You know, we took a different approach. If it's my fault because I didn't, crack the whip on people, then maybe it is my fault.
Well, you know what, Brian? We're going to find out whose fault it is. So I'd like you to pick 2 people to come back into the boardroom with you. Who are they going to be?
I'll choose Brandy and Melissa.
See, they're going after Melissa. We have heard from all of them Brandy is the weak one, and they're going to take it out of Melissa? That's how I feel. Don't make her the scapegoat. This girl is such a conniver.
We didn't know that Annie had been talking to Joan about what was going on with their team.
I'm just so angry. I'm out of here. Truly out of here.
We know now that your mother hen is going to protect her chick.
I'll sit outside. They're going to come in here, yes?
All right, go outside. The other 2 go. Have a good time at Trump Tower. Brian, you and your group come back in a few minutes, please. Thank you.
I'm fine. I don't think you're going to get fired anyway.
I'm not going anywhere, but I cannot, after I've been told she despises Brandy.
Understood.
And you don't stand up and say it. My reaction was shock and fury. Fury really at myself, because I had totally disliked Annie the minute I met her. I love you, I love you, I love you. This is disgusting. I cannot sit in the room with Annie. Can't do it. I'll be sitting right outside.
En octubre, toda Latinoamérica. Dear Princess.
I cannot sit in the room with Annie. Can't do it. This is disgusting. This is a snake. I'll be sitting right outside.
You okay?
I just feel...
I understand.
No, you don't understand, because you should have spoken up. I'm sorry. You should have spoken up. When you tell me privately how bad Brandy is, and then you don't say it that, oh, Annie, you didn't.
I said exactly what I said I was going to do, Joe.
It was very wishy-washy. It's not right. You cannot be so strong in private. And
Joan, I completely
Annie, I just don't want to.
Joan is so protective of her daughter, and honestly, I think overly so. She felt like I didn't defend Melissa enough or lay into Brandy enough. Well, I apologize. I
don't want to hear apologies. Why didn't you say what you said to me? To them.
I think that it's a miscommunication in terms of what the poker analogy is. That's a very strong statement for someone who plays my game.
I'm telling you, Melissa's the one that's not going to come out of that.
I don't think so.
Oh no, he loves Brandy.
I think Melissa's totally safe.
I'm just telling you, if Melissa goes and Brandy stays, I go with her. I don't care what it blows and how it blows.
Amanda, let him in.
Yes, sir.
All right, sit down, please. Brian, right here. So, Brian, you're not that surprised that you lost, are you?
No, I thought that with the time constrictions that we had, we didn't have the product that we wanted. It wasn't really any fault of ours. But again, seeing what
the concept was your fault.
The concept was our fault.
Melissa, the reason you lost?
I think we had a lot of problems from the get-go. I think Annie as usual, attempted to take over the room and dominate with her ideas.
Are you surprised that Brian brought you back into the boardroom?
Me personally?
Yes.
Yes.
Brian, why did you bring Melissa back?
Well, you told me I had to bring two. It wasn't necessarily because I thought Melissa did a bad job.
Of these two, who should be fired?
I can't fire anybody. I'm not like you.
Yeah, you're nicer than me. It's okay. I think you're a great guy. I think you're a nice guy, too. And you probably don't like the idea of firing people, and that's okay. Brandy?
Yes.
What do you have to say?
Well, honestly, I don't think that Brian wants to be here anymore.
Is that true, Brian?
Well, this is tough to do. It's tough to be
but everybody.
here.
It's tough for everybody.
You're right.
You're not the only one.
You're right.
I mean, everybody here is tough. I mean, it's tough for Joan. Joan's a little bit older than you, and me, and everybody, and
not me.
Not George.
Probably not George. Come to think of it, probably not George. But you went away for a concert, and you came back, and you seem to have lost your energy or your desire to win at this point.
It wasn't necessarily to win. It's just there's so many other things that are going on with me right now.
Brian, have you had enough?
In some ways.
It's hard for you to go through with this now, right?
It can be difficult. It's just you're dealing with a lot of different things.
You get beat up a little bit. It's called life.
Start wading through the bull.
In any event, it's very interesting, Brian, because as project manager and as somebody that I have a lot of respect for, and I love your voice, I think it's fantastic, and you're going to do very well. But you did lose that certain drive that you had strongly at the beginning.
I know.
All right, Brian, you're fired. Go. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you, George.
I know.
I didn't love the boardroom too much. Nobody does. It's kind of like, you know, being a 6-year-old in the principal's office. Every time you go in there, you don't know what's going to happen. But I think that if you look at who's responsible for the loss, I think that he fired the right person because I was the leader.
What did I tell you?
I thought I was going to see.
So it was Brian.
So that's it? Brian's gone?
Brian's gone.
I told you, Joan.
I was very relieved to see Melissa walk back in because Annie just left Melissa out to dry. Annie is totally two-faced. Annie is a manipulator, and you suddenly realize this is such a snake in your midst.
Amanda, bring him back in.
Yes, sir.
Herschel, get the phone.
Quick.
Hello?
Hi, Mr. Trump would like to see you all back in the boardroom now.
Thank you. He wants to see us back in the boardroom.
Oh, we're all getting fired.
Into the boardroom.
No.
We thought, uh-oh, something really is up here. And I couldn't wait to get back in to find out what.
Sit down, please. I want to congratulate all of you for making it to the Final 8. You've been through a lot. You've worked hard. It's a lot of work. It really is. It's grueling, and you're all strong, and you're all smart, and you're all tough. I called you back in because your next task starts right now.
I thought, oh God, I'm just emotionally worn out. I don't know how much fight I have left in me, and I don't know if I can go back and face this again. But now it's just an endurance test, and no one's gonna outrun me.
Esta noche, en el nuevo episodio de Franklin and Bash.
Sure, you want a drink? No, thanks. I do need a lawyer, though. Last week I got caught up.
I called you back in because your next task starts right now.
What? We were all packed to go and we're tired. And then we thought, what is happening here? I have never worked so hard in my life. This is just Crazy.
There's nothing more challenging than raising money in this dreadful economy, but that's what you have to do. Your next task is to go out and hold a fashion show and jewelry auction. My daughter Ivanka is a very special person, and she's designed a jewelry line which is doing very, very well. And you will be selecting the jewelry for your auctions from her collection. You'll be holding your auction at the Fashion Institute of Technology, which is a real winner of a place. Now, you're going to choose models, you're going to choose what the models are going to be wearing, and you're going to be choosing the jewelry. You're choosing everything. You'll need to call all of your rich friends to come down and bid on the jewelry, and I'll have some people there as well. One member of each team will be the auctioneer. Now, who is going to be your project manager? Annie, are you going to be project manager?
Happily so. It was starting to look like I was avoiding being project manager, but I just really specifically wanted to make sure that I was project managing a fundraising task. And that was something that was very important to me strategically.
Okay, go to.
We were talking, we were saying Herschel at this point.
Well, I'd like to recommend somebody.
Who would you like to recommend?
I think I'd recommend Joan. Of course, Joan, the risk is that you lose and maybe you get fired because you have a better chance as a project manager, but the beauty is the winning project manager, in this case, could win a tremendous amount of money for your charity. So are you okay with being project manager?
Absolutely.
I'm going to crush you, Joan.
I will kill to win because Annie is totally two-faced. She bluffs, she lies. That's all what you do in poker. She's not an honorable person.
So my beautiful Joan and Annie, let's see what happens. Okay, make it a really great show. I'll be in the audience to see what you've come up with. Go. Thank you.
Guys, everybody sit down. Okay, here's what I would like. Jesse, I need cool brochures for our pieces.
Why don't we make a preview brochure?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's number one. So we went to the war room, and the first thing I did was I assigned tasks, which I think is something that people haven't been smart about. And as a leader, that's what I'm supposed to do. Now, in terms of picking the pieces of jewelry, so Melissa is going to pick jewelry.
I love dealing with jewelry. My mom runs a very, very, very successful jewelry company. I, in the last few years, have been brought into the company. So I thought, okay, this is right up my alley.
Melissa is going to pick jewelry.
And I can handle picking clothes to go with the jewelry, too.
Well,
because that should be all the same.
No, Brandy's going to be sort of the head of that.
Well, wait.
Okay. Okay. Because I think you know the most about beautiful women.
Okay.
This is kind of like my forte. I know how to do this. And Annie said, Brandy's going to really be in charge of the clothes. Okay, cool. It's my business, but you run with that, ladies. Who's going to call the modeling agency?
I'll call. Why don't you just let me do that? You're going to have a lot to do.
Okay.
We are so winning this thing.
You think?
When I heard what the task was going to be, I was so excited. Because this is right up my alley. Yeah, if you want to email right now, perfect. Thanks, you too. Bye. There's only 10 models. He's sending them all to us right now so that we can look at them and choose. And then we get first pick.
Oh, you are just rocking out. Girl. Check these out. Thank you.
This is my alley right here. For me, I know how to do things with fashion and jewelry. That's my thing. Go ahead and pull all your most fabulous size 2 and 4 evening gowns. We'll be there at noon.
Thanks. I'm going to look at the models.
Okay, so Annie just called and asked Sylvia to pull all of her evening gowns.
How did you do that? That's amazing.
That's my specialty, connections.
That was good. Thank you.
On the previous task, Annie was very frustrated at Brandy.
And you are kicking ass today.
You're right.
You are just stepping up to the plate.
She's not said one nice thing about her. She's not strong enough. She doesn't work enough. She's annoying. Da, 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 da. And next thing I know, those two are like.
And what you're doing in terms of calling people ahead and getting stuff set aside and everything is so smart. And I just want to thank you for it.
Of course, baby. You really were there for me.
I'm really shocked at this change of events with Annie because I thought Annie and I worked really well together. I feel so stabbed in the back. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Brandy, by the way, has been kicking ass.
I'm excited. This is gonna be fun.
I'm gonna buy this victory for us, dude.
So let's just talk what our chores are gonna be, and then we all get busy calling. Natalie, you are going to go, now you can go alone to pick the jewelry.
Okay, and I want to get the nicest, cheapest stuff. That's our goal?
Yeah. I picked Natalie to go and choose the jewelry because I wanted Natalie to feel like she's part of it and that she's not just an athlete, that she's still very feminine, which she is, and she's straight, which for a golfer is very unusual. So let her go. Clint, you're an auctioneer, is that correct?
Yeah, I've done auctions. I can bleed people.
Okay. This is a fundraiser. Annie, who is opposite me, is project manager. She clinches 4 inches.
She can bring in 40.
Annie is a manipulator. Annie would spit on the ground and drown her mother in it if it gave her one step forward in her life. She's not a nice person. What do you think you can do, Natalie?
20 to 25 grand.
What do you think, Clint?
I may be able to get it up to 25 or 30.
And you think you can?
I know I got 40 right now. That's 105,000 right there.
I thought it was really important that we had a goal number because this was a fundraiser and we were going up against what I feel is the strongest fundraiser in this competition. And it at least would give Annie some good competition.
And if we can get one rich guy.
See, I got some people that's very wealthy here in New York that I'm not even counting that can come by.
Annie, she's been telling us all along, she has unlimited funds. I knew we were going to have a rough time of it, so I put my guys to work on it immediately.
Hey, it's Clint for John.
Hey, Rick, it's Herschel.
You guys need to call your people and get the biggest bidders that you can.
Okay.
We're going to put on a show for these people.
Okay.
I feel like my job as project manager is 2 things. Make sure we put on a smooth event, and if I'm bringing in the most money on the team, by far, I think it will be very hard to fire me. Hey, Scott, here's the deal.
Okay.
We're auctioning off beautiful jewelry.
Right.
Okay, so you know this is for charity, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so can you book the first flight out tomorrow morning to New York to come buy a piece of Ivanka Trump jewelry for $25,000?
Yeah, 25,000, okay.
And like if I needed you to go more, you could do that, right? Like if I panicked at the end that I didn't have enough money, you'd be cool, right?
Wow,
Right?
Annie's very aggressive about raising money. She almost bullies people.
Hey, Perry, I know you already bought the wedding dress for Robin, and I think you should have some jewelry to go with it.
I think that she wields enough power in the poker industry that people are actually scared of her.
So Perry's in for a minimum of 20, and he's like, whatever it takes to win.
So just assume 25 then.
No, he'll do 40 if I need him to. He doesn't care. If you look at past performance, I've outraised everybody on Kotu, like personally. But the thing is that worries me is that when you look at somebody like Herschel Walker, clearly he knows some very wealthy people. We obviously can't control if the other team's been saving up some crazy huge fundraiser, right? So I just want to let you guys know that if we lose the task, I'm going to have to bring people into the boardroom according to the amount of money that they raised. And I just think that that's the fairest thing to do. What? No, we're going to win.
All right, just making sure. Annie came in and told us that whoever raises the least amount of money on this task is going to be taken in to be fired. You don't want to sandbag, but you also don't want to waste your bullets. If I bring in big money, I kind of want it to go to my charity or be more when it counts.
All right, so let's go win this.
We're totally going to rock this challenge.
En octubre, toda Latinoamérica será testigo del evento más extraordinario del año.
While Natalie went to select the 5 items from Ivanka Trump jewelry collection, Joan, Clint, and myself went to our war room. So how much do you think Annie will bring in?
Annie could call 2 poker players and get $140.
Let's hope their friends all just lost a bunch of money and they don't have any cash.
Annie's got them all in her pocket.
We knew Annie was going to bring in a lot of heavy hitters, and we had to come up with sort of a strategy to beat that.
So I'm certain I have 20,000 in cash coming. Say he has 60. So the trick is going to be, we take the cheapest piece we have and we buy that with, say, mine and Herschel's combined.
we came up with was that we were going to pool all our money together and go after one inexpensive piece and try to make a large amount of profit on that one inexpensive piece.
If we don't sell a piece, then we don't have to pay the wholesaler.
Right. All we want to sell is our cheapest piece for a lot of money.
For a lot of money, we're going to win it and knock Annie out.
Good morning. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you want to just step right here and I'll go get the first lot of jewelry? This is the first lot of jewelry that you have to select from. I wanted to pick out really simple pieces that were classy and would appeal to a lot of different people.
I'm gonna go with the earrings.
Okay. This is the second lot of jewelry.
I want to get things that look like they have a lot of value to them. I would like to be able to hit all different types of jewelry, and I want things that are going to look good from the stage.
And our third lot. It's my choice now, right? It's kind of hard when you're picking out stuff for yourself and also you're trying to pick out things that, you know, somebody else might like. Okay.
Did you try this on for me?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the necklace.
Okay. I thought Melissa's selections were different than I expected. She picked very chunky, trendy pieces, and I tried to pick more kind of classic, traditional pieces. This is our last lot. It's lot 5. There. Okay, good choice.
Natalie picked beautiful jewelry. I mean, she picked things that I too would pick for myself. But from an auction standpoint, they didn't have any pop.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, take care.
I'm heading off to FIT to join the rest of my team. At this point, I don't know how my team is going to react to anything. Things have been going on that have made me question a lot of people on my team. We definitely outsmarted them on the picks. You know, Natalie, she thought about what she would like rather than what it's going to look like a lot of value. So what anyone like to see? Starting are these earrings. I was very excited to come back into the team with jewelry I got, but they didn't even bother patting me on the back, anything. They took it and they threw the pictures down. Didn't really care.
Hi, guys.
So we got what?
Diamond earrings.
Which are the cheapest?
Here, I'll show you the order of cheap to. After I picked out the jewelry, I got some pictures and some information, and I was excited to go back to my team to show them what I picked out. Small signature old diamond drop earrings.
I am not happy with the jewelry that was picked out. It's beautiful, it's classic, but some of them were smaller than we thought they were going to be, and they will not present themselves as well on a runway.
So your daughter, by the way, picked very flashy, chunky things. Like this?
She's right.
Very, very chunky.
We didn't have a wow. We didn't have a piece that when a girl walked out, you went,
I tried to get pieces that anybody could wear.
yeah.
I'm not particularly happy with the donor situation. I mean, let's be real. We only have 4 people left, and I know that half my team aren't particularly good fundraisers, but it is what it is.
It's Melissa. Do you think she'd be into buying a major piece of jewelry? Could you call her and tell her that I'll be calling her?
I've watched other people fundraise, and they get on the phone and they go like this. Hi, we're doing a thing. Do you think you could give me anything? They're not giving parameters. They're not asking for an amount.
What did you want to be part of this phone call?
Is it Stewie? I will come over and I'll tell Stewie he better phone him.
Andy and I were definitely spearheading the phone calls to try to get the donors because we're going to need to pick up the slack of Melissa and Jesse. So we had to really, really pull out all the stops and call everybody.
Stewie, it's Annie. Do you remember me? So how much do you think you'd be willing to buy a piece of jewelry from? Because
I'm the type of guy, honey, you know, it could be a penny, a zero, just like I said, up to $1 billion. You know, it's what I feel like doing it.
well, if you give us $1 billion, we'll win.
One of my donors said he will raise as much money that needs to be raised up to $1 billion. I'm sure he was exaggerating, but it got the point across.
Don't worry, I probably will not let you guys down.
We appreciate it. Okay, have a good day. Bye. You know, I have this idea that I'd like to win this.
Well, we're going to.
Annie, who could not stand Brandy. I mean, these two are now thick as thieves.
I know, I'm gonna try.
And now they're like, bestie. It's this freaking Lord of the Flies. I have no idea why this turn of events. It's a lot of bull, if you ask me.
Esta noche, en el nuevo episodio de The Celebrity Apprentice.
Let's talk about our money.
I'm at 20, I'm waiting to hear if I'm going to 30.
Okay, and what are you at, Herschel?
About 4 to 5.
I think Herschel and Clint did a great job with fundraising. Raised a ton of money, but it's not easy to do. It makes me very uncomfortable to ask my friends for money. Some people love it. I don't like it at all.
This sucks. It's gonna be really hard to go and get some.
And I've got calls into everybody I know. I'm not sitting here going, I can't raise. I've been on the phone all morning calling people. We just gotta do the best we can possibly do.
Okay. I had already exhausted my Rolodex of fundraisers, so I was trying to think of somebody else that would want to give me money.
You know what? Is there any poker players that would like to beat Annie?
Annie? That's a good question.
Everybody's running the same guy.
I wonder who would know that world. The best strategy that I could think of was to use a couple people that were in the poker world.
It's Natalie. Can you hear me?
You gotta get me the number of whoever would ever go against Annie. So I called to see if there was like an arch rival or somebody that would be wanting to help me out to go up against Annie. So I'm finding out exactly who Annie's rivals are, so I can call all of them and get their monies.
Excellent.
We'll see.
You two can go ahead and go then. Clint and
I'd like to get there at 12 o'clock.
I'm ready to go because I might have to make a stop.
Natalie and Joan decided to go to the department store and start looking at the different outfits. So Clint and I stayed back to select the models.
Spread them all around.
Are the models ready?
Hi. Come on in.
Can everyone sort of identify who they are by their pictures? Because we're a little tired and confused. We have all the jewelry. Now we have to figure out how we want to show it and find the models that we thought would best represent each particular piece.
Do you have Pierce ears? Yes, I do. Okay, great. Thank you.
So could you just start down there, stop at the chairs if that's the auctioneer, and work a bracelet for me? We definitely wanted models with personality who could help us work the room, who could be able to sort of vamp and play with the audience and keep the excitement going. So could you give us the walk and an imaginary bracelet? Sure. Can you work the bracelet for me?
I'd buy from her.
Great.
No.
Okay. We love you. Great. Thank you.
Brunettes are better to show off diamonds than blondes. You think it matters?
No, purple hair back.
Brandy, Melissa, and Annie were pretty smart about checking out the girls and making sure they had fresh manicures to show off their hands with like rings and bracelet, and making sure their ears were pierced, you know, which is pretty important. I think Clint and Herschel, those guys probably just picked the ones with the biggest.
How you doing, Herschel?
Hey, I'm Clint.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing? And it just one.
You've walked before. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dude. You know, there's a lot of beautiful models out there. And I think it's good to do is to sit them down and talk to them and, you know, let them get to know you, you get to know them. I love that, how you doing? Where you get that blonde hair from?
Mine are my parents. I'm probably a little bit older than the rest of them.
Oh no, age is a good thing. Clint's pretty old himself, so don't worry. Yeah. Where are you from, Helen?
I'm from Arkansas.
You don't know anything about chickens, do you?
Ooh, fried chicken's my favorite.
I'm a lucky man. I'm a lucky man. I'm on this show.
I want to look at them and prioritize them.
Yeah. Where's Heidi Klum?
Where's Heidi?
Naomi Campbell. What?
We need another blonde. Look, we've got dark hair, red hair, blonde. We need a blonde.
I know where we can get a model.
Brandy could wear the brandy necklace for when Hooji is bidding. Who's Hooji? Stewie. Oh. And then I can be like, look at this beautiful girl. How can you not We decided that Brandy would be one of our models, and we specifically decided she would wear the piece of jewelry that her donor was interested in. Then she can work the donor, which is really good, because she has a personal relationship with the donor.
Well, I could always be on stage going, come on, that's not enough.
Yes, 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 see, I think that might be cute. So
Brandy's the obvious choice to use. She's the bombshell, she's the ex-playmate, blah, 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 blah. I don't think Brandy's ego could take it if we didn't choose her.
That's perfect.
This. Hello, what size is this? This is great. We take this right off so they don't see it. I am very competitive, as we all found out. As project manager, I knew we had to get great clothes. Saw this red dress immediately, and we took it. And they had two. And I begged them to get the other one off the mannequin, because I don't want the other team to see it and use it also. Am I right? This is my friend, by the way, Maria Antoinette. We've got red, we've got black. What other color have you got?
Going to the pearl here?
I don't know.
No. I would.
The pieces that Natalie picked, would I have picked them? I don't know. I don't know. So I worked with what was brought to me.
That's the ring for that. Good, good. Okay, 3 is our...
I would like to do a daytime.
Shopping was easy. Joan took control. She had a good understanding of what she wanted to do. She was very excited to put all the clothing on the girls and to really match the jewelry with the clothing, and she did a great job at it.
All right, here we go. We got red here, guys. And it comes with full bottom.
That's what you call a full bottom?
Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah.
My.
She has the only good hand, so she's the ring.
Okay. So let's look at these girls and see who we think each outfit should be.
Annie had a very specific plan of action.
All right, girls, let's go.
Put Brandy in charge of picking out the clothes.
Ooh, that's cool. I think that I need to wear these. Ooh, this would be cool.
We have 1 hour to dress 4 models and Brandy, and suddenly it became about what is Brandy gonna wear.
Okay.
So basically I took over the other 4 girls. You might think bracelet.
Okay.
I love the idea of the earrings on you. Okay. Let's all spread out for a couple minutes and pull some stuff.
Okay.
Ooh, 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 for the necklace. I think that's kind of sweet. Are you a 4? Could you fit in a 4? And try it on.
And red.
Okay, this is our blue section. We do everything by color.
Okay.
This would look great on you.
Actually, I want to wear all of them.
I really like that. With that necklace? Come on, wide. Thank you. Oh, that's darling on you. Come with me. I'm the one who saved that shopping expedition from turning into an absolute debacle. Because while we were shopping, only thing Brandy really worried about was what was Brandy gonna wear.
Hi, Brandy.
Hello, Annie.
So how'd it go?
Awesome.
We got some amazing dresses.
Of course, as soon as we got in the car, Brandy's phone rings and it's Annie to go over what we picked. Because they're besties now.
Brandy, are you going to look particularly hot?
I am going to be sophisticated and elegant, darling.
It really became Annie. Hi, honey. What'd you guys get?
Oh, perfect. That's perfect for the layers.
I'm really, really pissed at Annie's two-facedness.
So we need to do an auction preview sheet. We're selling some jewelry. You know, and I know you've probably seen them before. It's a small picture with just a description.
Okay, perfect.
Jesse and I went out to the printer to make the auction preview catalog.
Let's keep it nice.
No, that's
and
it.
simple.
This
Yeah,
is all.
yeah. Black, gray, and red are good colors. You know, I grew up in the auction business, so I knew I could add something to the game. You know, as far as like getting on the phone and calling all my friends with like $1 million. You know, I do have some that would probably donate stuff, but I don't want to use them all to try to save my own neck. I'd rather just try to use hard work. That's what I'm talking about. I'm pretty driven to win this thing.
You like it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's all we need.
And that's that. Hey, it's Natalie. What do you got?
Okay, I was trying to get a hold of Phil Hellmuth, who is the leading all-time career money leader for the World Series of Poker.
Really? Oh, but they not only have to jump on the plane, they have to kick out some money.
I was hoping that Phil would be able to come in and help us out or to be on the phone, and then I was also secretly wanting to see Annie's reaction to having arguably one of the greatest poker players of all time that was going to be fundraising for me and not for her.
If they're willing to, you know, to put out 30, 25, 30 grand, I think it'd be great.
Amanda, send them in.
Thank you very much for coming. I want you to keep an eye on things for me. It's getting a little bit complicated, and I'll tell you what, it's really rough. Now, they're doing a charity auction of my daughter's beautiful jewelry line, and it really is something special. Annie and Joan, they're project managers, they hate each other. I want you to watch out for them, report back to me. Also, very importantly, Melissa, a little bit bratty, a lot of people aren't liking her. Jesse James hasn't raised any money. You watch for them also, and I do appreciate you being here.
Mr. Trump, it's going to be my absolute pleasure. There's only one celebrity apprentice, and that's me. I'm back.